Say hello to one of the cutest new EVs on the market. This is the Dongfeng Box, launching today with an estimated price that is set to be very attractive indeed. As an entry-level EV, this is something that should appeal to younger audiences, and I reckon these looks might just sell it. My name is AIMAN ABDULLAH, this is Malaysian Motoring, and this is our launch coverage of the new Dongfeng Box. Now, the Dongfeng Box will start at 100,000 ringgit, with prices rising at its most expensive at just about 116 grand, making this one of the most affordable EVs on the market. Furthermore, the distributors for the Dongfeng Box have already committed to CKD operations, which means that once this car is locally assembled, those prices may drop even further. Now, in terms of power, there's a 70 kilowatt electric motor up front producing 70 kilowatts and 160 Newton meters of torque. Now, that is fed either via a 30-something kilowatt-hour battery or a 42 kilowatt-hour battery, depending on the variant, of which there is two. There's an E2 and an E3. Now, the model that we're looking at here is the E3, which is why you can see, for example, it has a dual-tone roof. It's got some snazzy alloy wheels, but all cars come as standard with LED headlights as well as an LED light bar across the front. We're filming outside in the rain because it's too loud inside. Now, as far as I'm concerned, the Dongfeng Box does look quite distinctive, and I certainly think that it will win quite a lot of showroom appeal on its looks alone. Now, as we move down the side, there are 17-inch alloy wheels on this, which is the E3 model, wrapped in harmonic tires. Now, I'm not sure if that means that they'll be very noisy or if they'll offer some degree of performance. I wouldn't trust them. Anyway, up here on the fender, this is where you'll find the charge port with AC and DC charging ports, where, again, given that its location is over here and the fact it's got a relatively short front end, that should mean that when you nose in park to DC charge, that should be pretty all right. As we move further down the side, we get flush door handles which pop out when the car unlocks. There are frameless doors which I think look quite nice, and again, you can have this car with a dual tone roof where you have this floating roof effect design, which I think looks quite snazzy. At the back of the Dongfeng Box, you get a couple of these really snazzy LED taillights, although the indicator is a bulb type unit, but I think it does look, again, quite smart. You've got Dongfeng badging there, Box badging here, and this badge here. Now, if you're wondering if this looks quite familiar, you may have actually seen this on quite a number of commercial vehicles, which include also vehicles that are branded under the DFSK brand. But this brand here is distributed in Malaysia via Pekima, which is basically a group of Malay automotive importers, usually specializing in recon cars, but now they're doing these. Now, behind the tailgate, you will find a pretty decent amount of space. The boot floor is quite deep, and the boot floor material is quite flimsy, and there is also no parcel shelf. However, the rear seat can be folded as a single piece, which reveals a very large hump, but again, for a relatively small city car, I think it's quite all right. The interior of the Dongfeng Box is an interesting mix of elements we've seen before and elements we haven't seen before. So familiar things, for example, include this very large central touchscreen which controls the majority of this car's functions. That also includes Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, although I have a suspicion that that's being run through a third-party box. Now, aside from that, there are also lots of other features in here, including digital radio as well as a 360 cam on higher grade variants. All of that, again, lives within this screen. Now, up ahead of me also sits a secondary screen very similar to what we've seen from BYD, and so this will give you all of your most pertinent information as well as displays for this car's active safety features, which is available in the E3 model. Now, aside from that, obviously you also get climate control, although it seems to be a singular zone climate control system for the E3 model, because it seems that for this it's more of a air conditioning system. Anyway, beyond that, this car also comes with ambient lighting, which I think is quite commendable for a car at this price point and certainly embarrasses vehicles such as the Netta V. Now, the interior colors can actually be customized with a variety of different colors to choose from, which allow you to tailor your Dongfeng Box to appear the way you want it to. I also appreciate the fact that these seats are also upholstered as standard in a faux leather, and that faux leather upholstery actually extends to the frontmost part of the dash as well as the door cards with this very interesting pattern to the stitching, and this is all also very soft touch. You also get more of the soft touch material down here on a panel that appears to open, into a drawer where you can fit your necessary items all in here, and again that does seem quite practical. When you stretch a little bit further, you'll find some hard touch materials up here and down here, but overall that's quite all right, because again this is a car that starts at about 100,000 ringgit. There's a wireless charging pad here, USB-A port here, a 12-volt socket, lots of storage in here, as well as a couple of relatively small cup holders. You get a decently sized center armrest. As you can see, it's very deep, although it's not very wide, and overall it does seem pretty all right. You even get height adjustment for this driver's seat, which again is not bad, because this model that I'm in now is the E2. If you step up to the E3, you get a powered driver's seat, but you still get a manual passenger seat. Now, even though the Dongfeng box is quite a compact vehicle, there is a pretty good amount of space back here, suspiciously so. With the front seat set at my driving position, about 170 centimeters, you can see I have a pretty good amount of knee room and a pretty good amount of headroom, although under-thigh support is very lacking. I can, however, stretch my feet in underneath the seat in front of me, but even then, the seat bench doesn't stretch far enough to provide adequate under-thigh support. That said, however, my backrest is quite comfortable, and I appreciate these integrated headrests because it does mean I have somewhere to rest my head. There are also ISOFIX mounts in the two outer seats, which means you can fit child seats back here without too much issue. And because the front seats are not very thick, it should mean that you shouldn't end up pressing against the front seats if you have a bulky rear-facing child seat. It is worth noting, however, that there are very few amenities back here. You get some ambient lighting on the door card, yes, and you still get that same soft touch material all the way on the door. That's very nice. However, while you get door bins, you don't get actual cup holders. There's also no center armrest, there are no USB ports, and more importantly, there are no rear air conditioning vents, which means that in some regards, this may or may not be suitable as a family car. However, in terms of space, I think it is still pretty alright. Now, CADB, the official distributor for Dongfeng in Malaysia, is really playing up the cutesy nature of the car, because the box will be available in white, purple, green and blue. Now, more importantly, if you were to get the higher end model, you get a comprehensive suite of ADAS functions, which include things like autonomous emergency braking, traffic jam assist, radar guided cruise control, blind spot monitoring and a 360-degree camera. On top of that, all cars will be covered by an 8-year high voltage battery warranty up to 160,000 kilometers, as well as a comprehensive vehicle warranty of 5 years and 150,000 kilometers. Now let us know what you think about the Dongfeng box in the comment section below. Do you think this is a worthy alternative to the BYD Dolphin as an entry-level EV? Or more importantly, given that this tops out at 113,000 ringgit, would you rather just spend a little bit more and buy a Proton EMAS 7? We'd like to hear from you. In any case, that concludes our launch coverage of the new Dongfeng box. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, hit the little bell icon to notify every time we make a new upload. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram, and you can join our new WhatsApp channel. All the links are in the description below. Thank you so much for watching. We will catch you in the next one. Take care and stay safe.